Kevin here. Finally here to show you a little tour of sorts of my new shelves, my new gaming shelves. The story behind them is that they were given to me by my uncle. My uncle lives in not too far from me, and well, he lives a little bit far. He lives a couple hours away, but um, anyway, long story short, this guy was throwing out all these shelves, I guess, just to replace them and get new ones, and so he just thought he should throw them in the trash. And my uncle spotted them and said he knew I had a big game collection, so he thought they might be good for my games and stuff. So yeah, he thought he would, since he got a new truck, he thought he'd bring them on over here, which was awesome. And it's really amazing because all I've had before this were bookshelves, and yeah, it was basically pretty poor. Um, I hope the lighting is good in here. I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these shelves with multiple spaces, and as you can see, this is my original Xbox collection. I've got some random stuff sitting on top here, but it starts with A, all in alphabetical order, and it basically goes all the way to Z. So let's see, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 20 games are going one unit section, and I move on to the next, so it's from left to right. Yeah, so here's H, House of the Dead 3, Incredible Hulk, Country of the Reckoning, Redeemer, Indiana Jones, and so on. I'll do an Xbox collection video some point, maybe again, but I only like to do those if I get a lot more games for it. Here's the second shelf. I've got my plushes sitting on top here. Got Crash Bandicoot, kind of representing the three major game companies, definitely of the 90s, which was Sega, Nintendo, and now this guy was a Christmas gift. I think I showed him in a video, which was good because I didn't need the Mario. He's actually the Fire Mario too. He's the Fireball Mario. I found Spyro the Dragon for really cheap on eBay. I think he was like 12 or 13 bucks. I think he's a cool little item. This is a 2005 plush. All the other plushes I found of Spyro were of Skylanders, and I don't really care for Skylanders at all. So here's a smaller shelf. What happens is this is the corner of our living room, and I just sat it in the corner here facing out, and decided to put my PS1 games on it since I have so many. I actually have so many they don't fit on here, and I have another shelf I use. But these are also in alphabetical order: Battle Stations, Bowling, Kart World Series, so on. Some random ones stacked on top that I haven't been able to fit in. There's my PlayStation mouse in the box, Mad Cats, and 64 games because I don't know where to put them now, and my Sega Genesis cartridges, and some random PS2 memory card, Xbox memory card. And Xbox goes down here. Then there's a bunch of demo discs after Z and some random stuff which I need to move out of the way to make room. This is not a new shelf, is one I've had, but I found this actually in someone's just left it out for the trash, so that's kind of another interesting trash story. But I don't know if I shared it with you guys, but basically someone just left this out. It's a CD tower, and I decided to put my games on it. It's not a bad CD tower. Let me move on over here and show you the other shelf. We have our DVDs on this one. This is a larger one. It goes all the way across from there all the way to there, so it's about 2 times as big. In alphabetical order, we had a lot of DVDs, my wife and I, so we just put our DVDs on here. Back to the Future, Bananas Bunch, Comedy, Batman Begins, alphabetically in order. Got random games and stuff on the shelf, on the floor. I got my Blu-rays sitting on top because I don't really have many. This is my wife's Back to the Future pop toys that were given to her. This is, I think, a Burger King toy. She really loves Back to the Future. There's Doc Brown, and that was given to her as well. It's Marty in the Time Machine, so she likes Back to the Future, so more power to her. I'm not as big a fan as she is, but this is another shelf that is just like the Xbox one, and I use it for my PS2 games. This is also in the living room in alphabetical order: Ace Combat 0, 4, 5, Airblade, Ape Escape, so on. So I don't have very many. I've got a couple rows worth, maybe about 50 games. There's another row. And then my GameCube games, which I have hardly any of. And then just some random stuff on the bottom, like my GameCube and some DVD series collections. I'm gonna move to the bedroom because I have my NES collection in here. Go ahead and turn this TV off. So here is my NES shelf. I'm trying to get this stuff out the way. I've got Xbox 360 on here as well, but there it is from top to bottom. This is in our bedroom because really that's the only other place we had room for it, and that's where I wanted to put it. NES games in alphabetical order, starting with 3D World Runner. Yeah, I don't know much to say about that. It's really easy to pull out. I like the way it is set up. Now if I got one at the bottom, it's a little tricky to yank it out, but yeah, it's not that bad. I just got to find where it goes. I just prefer to have them this way than sideways. That's just my preference, but I could have had it either way. And then the Xbox 360 from A to Z, you know, I've got 3 rows worth, not a bunch, but I don't need a bunch of 360 games in my opinion. So yeah, there's my gaming shelves. Hope you guys like them. I know I love them. I'm so glad he found them for me. It's just been a real treat and just a real blessing to have because they're so much better than the other shelves I had before, and they're so much more convenient. Everything is now flush with the front, and it's easier to see the titles, and I don't have to stack games behind other games, which was really annoying. So, thanks guys for watching. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.